Mike McCool here in the Royal Examiner Studio, and with me today is Meghan Bowers, the Executive Director of the Warren County Humane Society, and her volunteer coordinator, Wendy Kurtz. So, Wendy, I guess that's the right title as she is. What?
There's so many titles.
I know. That's the problem. You guys, everybody does so much stuff.
Yes,
you know?
and she has a humongous job. So she's the volunteer coordinator and the foster coordinator and the community engagement specialist.
You didn't know what you were going to get into.
Yeah, right?
Hey. Oh, come on over and help us, Wendy. Okay,
Yeah.
Next thing you know, the problem is when you get somebody that can do something, you end up giving them lots to do.
Yep,
so.
She joined our Rough, Tough, and Scruffy committee, and she fostered a dog for us already. She's just like hit the ground like running.
Well, I love it.
And it's great to work at a place where you're busy and
Yeah, and it's
dogs
just
bark in the background all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And I think I prayed for something that would be right for me, and I feel like this job really fits me. So,
Good.
and I really love it. So
It's great. It's great. We were just out at the Humane Society with the Memorial Day. I didn't read. That's the first time I was out there. You know what? That's really a nice little serenity place out there.
It's beautiful. Yeah, it's very nice.
Malcolm really was tickled.
I know.
Yeah.
I can tell that it means a lot to him.
It means a lot to him. So the Dogs of War program, you can catch it on the Royal Examiner. So just stays up there forever.
Yeah.
So it's great. So a lot of people are involved in the Humane Society. So what are we doing? There's so many new programs. So what are we going to talk about today?
Well, we're so glad that Wendy has joined us, and a huge part of what she does is to grow and build our volunteer program and our foster program. So today, Wendy wanted to come and talk with our community about these important things, how they benefit the shelter, and also there's many benefits to the people who volunteer and foster. So
you've got a big list there, so let's start at the top.
So I wanted to talk about right now, like we have so many fosters and volunteers, and they're amazing, but we still are in need of more. And
let's talk. What is a foster program? Because we kind of really know what it is, but you don't really associate that with animals. So let's clear the air on that. Explain to me what that is.
That's a good question. Actually, a lot of people ask that. You can talk about the specifics of it.
So fostering for the shelter allows us to expand our capacity. So you get a dog or a cat out of the building and allow us to have more space for the small staff that we have. While you're caring for our dog or cat or guinea pig or whatever, the shelter pays for all the medical supplies and all the food, litter, toys. We give you all those things so that you're caring for that animal. To the same quality that we would expect at the shelter, but you're doing it at your home.
Well, that's what I figured it was. I just wanted to make sure because, people don't realize you can actually, you talk about foster children, taking care.
Yeah.
And we know that that happens and people do it all the time. And it's a great need. And we don't realize we can do that same thing for animals because I know all the time you mentioned, the shelter is getting full. We got too many dogs. We got too many cats. We got this. And this is a way, like you say, to expand it.
Yeah, it's not only a benefit to us, it's a benefit to the foster in many ways. Can't afford a pet? We pay for it.
Exactly.
There's just so many benefits.
Or they don't want one forever.
Want to teach the family a lesson on how to take care of an animal as you prepare for getting
and maybe
one
we'll
permanently.
See let's try this before we actually get our own pet. Let's foster a couple and see how it goes.
See how it fits. And one of the new things we kind of started doing recently were kennel breaks for dogs or cats that have been there for a while and just need a week or two out of the facility. So that's working out pretty well, and I think it's been beneficial. So.
All right, well, back to your list. I'm sorry.
Well, that's part of it. I mean, I'm glad that you asked that. That was good. The fostering, just like what you said, exactly what she said, that's what it is. And so a lot of people don't know that. They don't know that all the expenses are paid either when they foster.
Right.
So that's good.
That's good, yeah.
But we are always in need of more fosters and as well as volunteers. One of the things that I believe when you're volunteering because fostering is a sense of volunteering. Well, it is.
Sure.
Yeah. So, but it's really self-fulfilling. Like I was a volunteer before I applied for the job. So I just remember I would walk out and feel so good that I helped in some way. And it doesn't have to be an extravagant amount of time and it doesn't have to be monetary. You can volunteer in so many ways. And it really just makes you feel good about yourself, that you're helping animals and the community. and the shelter. So that's one thing. The other thing is, being that it's summer season's coming up, I wanted to try to get more junior volunteers.
Right.
Because we're going to, one of the big things about junior volunteering is, and I always bring this up, is that as a junior volunteer, you can use that time that you have come in and played with cats, dogs, walked them, or whatever it is that you do, and put that on a job application. You can put it on a college application. Sure. I mean, this, even though you're not getting paid, it's still experience. Yeah. And I think it's super valuable. And the other thing is, for kids, any young kids, like I did this with my kids, I took them to volunteer to show them that, giving back to your community is a great thing. It makes you feel good.
Sure.
Self-esteem is a huge issue in the young community, I feel like, in general. And so it's a good way to, boost that. And so there's just a lot of different aspects to it that are all positive. And so, yeah.
Well, people don't realize putting these little things on your resume, because it's the old saying, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So true across the board. And, we do look for other things. I can teach you skills, but I can't teach you how to care for someone or an attitude or something like that. These are skills that you learned before you get to kindergarten. Remember that?
Yeah, sure.
Everything I know, I learned in kindergarten. And those are the skills sets that if we don't really realize how that, we learned our language before we went to school.
Yeah.
Think about that. How complicated was that, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
So these are the skills that need to be taught when our children are young. And we learn those things, and then we just grow with them. And these volunteerism is really as an extension of family. In years past, we had that family, and we didn't really have to worry too much about animal shelters. In a way, if you think back 100 years or 50 years ago, they were a different kind of a place. Yeah. And now it's an extension, and our pets are becoming our family. So it's
absolutely
it's crazy. The only thing we got to get under control is the veterinarian care is just costs more than people care.
Well, they're so swamped and so busy with all these COVID pets. They're doing a great job.
I know it. They are.
It's such a hard industry for them to be in. But yeah, I totally understand. But it is a big expense, a new pet, and so it's good to be prepared for it.
I guess she's my wife's cousin or niece or somebody. She just got her vet doctorate, or what do they call it? What do they call it? DVM or something? And I always told her, I said, yeah, but your patients can't talk back, and so you got to think about how much more skilled they really are than, say, human doctors, because they have to figure this stuff out without anybody telling them.
And not only that, but it's not just humans; it's like several species that they have.
They're all different.
Yes,
they're all different. Yeah. So.
I thought my daughter was going to become a veterinarian because she loves animals, and when she decided not to go to vet school, and I said, why? And she goes, I don't want to go to school for that long, Mom. It's just a lot. And it is. It's a longer than doctors, I think.
Yeah.
They go to school for.
Long time.
So, yeah.
And then you specialize, like you say, in the birds and the reptiles, and it's kind of creepy when you think about it. But it's great. Everybody's got different strokes for different folks, and we're glad that everyone picks something that they love to do. I know you love these animals, and it sounds like you found another person.
I did. I found another one. Yes.
All right. So did we cover everything on the list?
I guess the other thing I wanted to
let's talk about one more thing. How do we get a hold of you, and what should we do about volunteers? We haven't talked about that.
So,
and you mentioned junior. What's the ages? How do we do that?
So, I was going to talk about that. Okay. So, the age that you can volunteer from 10 years old to 15, you can volunteer with a parent at orientation and every time that you come in.
Okay.
You have to be with a parent. That's for the child's safety and for the safety of everyone.
And you screen the type of animal that goes out to the general.
Yeah, we have a color code system. So green is easy, anyone can handle that animal. Red is let's just let the staff handle it for the moment, stuff like that. You get animals that have just been through really traumatic thing. They just showed up, their family's gone, new schedule, new people, new sounds, and so we don't want to put someone who's brand new or really young with an animal that's still adjusting to the shelter environment.
Yep. And so, and then we have ages 16 to 18 and 16 and 17, I'm sorry. where you just bring your parent to orientation, and then after that you can come in as you please. One of the things that volunteering after the orientation, when you come in to volunteer for the first time, it can be a little bit intimidating.
Sure.
So we have a warm environment. We're going to show you the way, and so I want to reassure people that it's not an awkward thing, and we'll take care of you and get you on your way, and then you come and volunteer as you please. There's so many things to volunteer for, even if you don't want to do the pets per se. You can do help with fundraising. You can do any of it, a variety. There's lots of laundry.
Clean the kennels, right?
Clean
the kennels, yeah.
Yard sale we had a lot of volunteers at yard sale, writing grants, fundraising. We have someone who just goes to pick up supplies at Walmart once a week. There's just a million things you can get involved with.
A million things, and it all helps, and it's all for the good of the animals, the community, and like I said, self-fulfillment. So,
yes, it's good.
So anyway, and then we're gonna also soon we're gonna be announcing some workshops for the junior volunteers. We want to do some activities, some educational like demonstrations from different police dogs or something like that.
Sure.
And some activities, crafts, and so forth. So we want to do that a couple times, maybe once or twice or so, but before summer's out. And then from there on we'll see. What we have, but I'm excited because I've done orientation for about 5 junior volunteers just in the last 2 weeks.
Wow.
So, and that's exciting to me, and I just get so excited for any volunteer, but especially for the young junior volunteers. I get really excited about. So
she's training all them cat ladies.
But it's so important because, I keep saying it. The shelter's full. It's literally full of dogs. We have 50 kittens in foster.
Wow.
These are issues that as a community we've allowed to happen, whether it's by not spaying or neutering our pets or just not really understanding how electric collars work. There's a lot of reasons that we're full right now. And so educating the children to grow up to be responsible pet owners is how we get ourselves out of this mess. So I'm really excited about the juniors, and you're doing a great job with it.
Thank you. And like Meghan said, this is something that sticks in my mind. She said, our goal here is not to have a job, right?
Right.
So that's our goal. So
Which will be probably something that we won't see in our lifetime.
right.
Well, we're doing our best.
Yeah.
You're having a lot of activities. You need to raise additional funds. Most of your funding comes from other sources other than the county and different things that they do it. So I noticed we had this. Robert Hutman was working with you at Hazard Mill Farms, and we were advertising the Rough, Tough, and Scuffy and whatever it was, the big long name,
Yeah.
And then we got rained out. So when is that coming back?
We are doing it June 18th, which is the Saturday before Father's Day. I think it's a perfect fit with Rough, Tough, and Scruffy. We've got a dunk tank, canoe racing, live music, food trucks, silent auction.
Yep.
There's literally something for everybody at this event. And so I'm really excited. It's just $10 at the door for adults. Show up. You don't need a ticket. Drink beer, have a margarita.
Bring your lawn chair.
There's something for everyone.
Yes.
There is.
You guys out as it's going to be at the Hazard Mill Farm.
Yeah,
right?
it's 1481 Hazard Mill Road.
Right, it's down around Bentonville
Yeah,
area.
Bentonville.
Yeah, it's a great little facility. He's really opened it up down there for a lot of events.
Yeah,
and people seem to kind of like serene in a way.
It's beautiful, and he was very kind to donate that to us for the second year in a row. So we're really grateful to Robert Hutman and Hazard Mill Farm.
Right, that's great. I seen him the other night at the Front Row Cardinals, and he had brought 20 fishing poles, and he was giving them out to the kids that showed up to the game. But he's really involved in the community, and he's a good guy.
He does a lot of outreach.
I don't know how he does that to still raise 75,000 turkeys
I know,
by himself,
right?
or maybe he has one helper now, But it's a lot of. I said, "What time do you get up, Robert?" "Oh, about 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning."
Yeah, he does.
And he teaches jiu-jitsu and judo and
all
whatever
kinds
else
of
he did. So he's a great guy. So.
We're looking forward to that. It's going to be a fun time. We went last year, and we had so much fun. And called Robert the next day and I said, I hope you're going to do this again next year because we had a blast. So
That's great.
Yeah.
So good fun. So you mark your calendar. That's June 18th. Check it out on your website. We'll put the links in the story too to go for the rough, tough, and scruffy and
Awesome.
all sorts of cool things.
Yeah.
But I know you have something else going on too.
Oh, we just wanted to talk about our membership program.
Okay.
You know, as we continue to, you know, deal with things that come at us, being full at the shelter and all these, you know, kitten season that we deal with every year, we remind that we continue to work towards the future. So we wanted to talk about the membership program because the purpose of the members is to guide the future of the shelter. The members build our board of directors, they vote at our annual meeting, things like that. So we do have our membership program, which is always ongoing. It's $30. That $30 a year can vaccinate a litter of kittens, and you also are shaping the future of where the shelter's going.
Right.
So we just always like to do a shout out to our members who have been with us for many, many years, and encourage others to consider being a part of what we're trying to build.
It is a community-driven organization.
It is.
Very much.
And it's involving a lot of people in the community and a board that's rotating through and has a lot of people involved.
Yeah.
So it's not just some, for-profit thing sits over there and does what they want.
No, not at all.
It's very
you know.
community-driven.
Yeah, I mean, we operate a free pet food bank. We opened low-cost spay-neuter so that people can make that accessible. And they have a program to help pay for it if you can't. So you
Right.
can always call and ask them about that. But yeah, we try to make sure that we're helping people help their pets.
Yeah. And this is the time of year, too, we talk about pets left in cars and
Yes.
and things, the heat. We don't realize how hot it gets in a car. Well, we do as soon as you touch the steering
Yeah.
wheel. And a lot of these animals, they're not like humans. They don't have a lot of skin to breathe through. And
You're
so
right, yeah.
they need to be, it's really tough. And I see it all the time. And our local police really watch for that. So.
Yeah.
well, that makes me happy. 'Cause,
Yeah.
And sometimes people they leave their kids in the car too. Sometimes you forget, and the dog's quiet, sleeping on the back seat. You close the door, and forgot to roll the windows down, and next thing you know, it's 100 degrees in there, and it's
Yeah.
not good. So we want to make sure people pay attention to your kids left in the car and your pets left in the car,
Exactly.
It's not like we grew up years ago with no air conditioning and things like
Right.
that, and
Yeah.
now everyone's got acclimated to living in 72-degree weather,
Yeah,
including
for
our
sure.
pets.
Yep.
They never go outside. Some of them,
I know, yeah.
it's crazy. So
yeah, that's
we need to really be careful on that. So did we get everything on the list?
Yeah, I think so. And for those who are interested in volunteering or fostering, you can find applications on our website.
Yep.
It's not like we're going to deny anybody. We just need your details, and then we
Sure.
schedule
Yep.
your orientation with Wendy, and then you can come whenever you want. You don't need to have a set schedule. You have a half an hour. Come on out.
Sure.
So yeah, it's really fun, and it's a great rewarding experience.
Something
Yeah.
for everyone.
Yeah, and I was saying, it doesn't have to be a huge amount of time. I'd be doing errands. I had 30 minutes. Okay, I can go walk 2 dogs in 30 minutes or something.
Right.
So I think maybe sometimes people think, oh, I don't have time, but it doesn't take that much time, really.
Right,
you know.
right. And
So-
really the reward is in the person doing the volunteering. I mean, the animals appreciate it and you
For sure.
appreciate it, but you do get a lot of satisfaction by
Yep.
doing things like that.
Plus, we're fun to hang out with.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that too.
We don't want you to turn into a cat lady, but that's okay. Well, we're really picking on cat ladies, I know, but it's, we think about that, but it's great. People love their animals.
Yeah.
They love their animals.
Yep.
But we do have to keep it under control and watch it. And like you say, I notice I must have, it seems like 100 cats, and there's probably 3 in my yard, and somehow they just love my front porch. I tell them, go back home next door, and but they just
Nope,
seem-
I like this porch better.
I like this porch better, and they've like formed a home there, and I gotta get in the car and blow the horn because they get up underneath in the shade, and I'm thinking, but you gotta watch out for them. But they do it. It's great. It's
Maybe
great.
you're just a crazy cat guy.
Man,
Yeah,
I'm a crazy
maybe.
cat guy. Well, I do know because of your program, they didn't get them fixed, and at least they took the time to do that because they were having these. All of a sudden, I had literally dozens of cats, and they have a kitten so fast. It's not like you got to wait 3 or 4 years for them to get old enough. It's
They can reproduce at 4 months.
Yeah.
4 months.
And that's what they were doing. Boom, 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 boom. You know, and I've seen all these kittens around. So
Yeah.
they're. It's like a lot of times you buy these, you know, like Easter bunnies. You know what I mean? And people buy, oh, they're so cute, and kittens are so cute, but kittens grow up to be cats. You know, and like then what do you do with them? Then they can't take care of them, and they kind of let them out. And
Well, that's why the foster program and the volunteer program can help, because it shows you some of the responsibility, right? And owning a pet. So
try it out first.
Yeah.
Try it out
Before
first.
you go out and make that obligation.
Because it is a lot. It's a lot. I mean, and
animals that live in, 10, 15, 20 years.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a lot, and people, like you said, then you get attached to them.
That's the
of course,
thing.
Now, can you adopt after you fostered?
You can adopt your foster or something else. It's with kittens particularly. If you adopt them, then maybe we lose you as a foster. So in some ways,
if you
it's great.
If you can take care of one cat, you can take care of 3. You know?
Yeah. So in some ways, it's wonderful. We call it foster failure, but it's not really a failure. The cat's got a lovely home. But in other ways, we do want to keep our fosters open for things that are
we need,
especially vulnerable.
Well, sometimes they bring it home. Well, you can't have that. Well, it's only for a week. Okay. And then a week turns into 2 weeks. And
well, yeah. I mean,
then the dad gets attached to the cat because you come home and he's sleeping in the recliner with the cat on his lap, and next thing you know, that cat has found I'm still fostering it.
Yeah. That is true.
That's true. It's great. Well, Meghan and Wendy, it's great having you come in. We want to talk about our community, Humane Society, and all the great things you're doing out there, and keep that in front of the community. We'll put the links below, the stories where you can volunteer, foster, find more about those scruffy, roughy, tough,
rough, tough, and
scuffy, and programs going on, and a lot of other activities here in the future. So we'll put those links for you there to click on, check it out. Consider being a foster parent or adopting a pet, and if you just have some questions about the pets you have already, get hold of Meghan or Wendy. They'll be glad to help you.
Yeah,
right?
thank you so much.
Thanks so
Mike.
much. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.